I'm 41 years old. Of course, there's always every back-to-back.
Didn't look like it.
Every back-to-back for the rest of the season is TBD. I am 41. I got the most minutes in NBA history.
You know, it's out of the roof. I'm working on my game. You know, I'm really confident in myself right now, so I'm ready to go out there.
How different is it from a year ago?
It's miles different. Like I feel very confident in my game right now. So,
what happens when the most powerful man in basketball decides the rules don't apply to his own family? The NBA is running an experiment that's ticking off fans by the day. Watching a 20-year-old rookie get chances that seasoned vets could only dream of, and everybody knows exactly why. This ain't about pure talent or future potential anymore. It's about one name so famous, it bends the system itself. And the wildest part, the league isn't even trying to hide it. It's happening right in front of us in plain sight.
It needs to be about these people being serious. It needs to be about that. Like, the Lakers need to be serious this year. And I'm one of the people that said, I believe that the Lakers are going to be able to get off to a good enough start, even with LeBron James out of the lineup. I think they're going to be competitive. I absolutely think that the Lakers have a chance to be competitive, but I'm not with all of these antics, and I don't think he should be on the roster. It just is what it is. Y'all are promoting this guy and making headlines and all of this stuff when he doesn't deserve it. There are players on that roster that deserve those headlines, for goodness sake.
October 20th, 2024, opening night for the Lakers. LeBron James stepped onto the floor with his son Bronny right beside him. Father and son side by side, making history as the first duo to ever play together in an NBA game. Cameras flashing everywhere, fans screaming, commentators choking up. It was supposed to be one of those forever moments in sports, but while the world celebrated, the basketball insiders were whispering something else. Scouts were squinting, coaches were silent, and veterans were exchanging looks like, "You seeing this too?" Because deep down, everyone in that arena knew the truth the casual fans didn't. This kid wasn't ready, not even close. See? Professional sports run on one sacred rule. You earn your spot. It doesn't matter who your dad is or what empire your last name built. You prove your worth by outperforming the next guy fighting for the same dream. That's how it's always worked. That's how it's supposed to work. But that night in October, the NBA showed its cards. Some people get to skip the line. So let's rewind the tape. It all started unraveling back in 2023 when the University of Southern California welcomed Bronny James with cameras, endorsements, and sky-high expectations. He arrived on campus like a celebrity, Nike commercials already rolling, his name trending before he even suited up. The hype machine was blasting at full volume, everyone calling him the next big thing. But then, reality showed up and smacked that fairy tale straight in the face. Game 1, a few flashes, nothing special. People shrugged it off. He's young, he'll find his rhythm. By Game 5, fans were uneasy. By Game 10, the whispers turned into full-on conversations. Something's off! Scouts noticed he couldn't create his own shot, couldn't control the pace, and on defense, he lost his man more than my grandma loses her reading glasses. And just when the talk was heating up, something terrifying happened. July 2023, during a USC practice, Bronny collapsed on the court. Cardiac arrest. The entire basketball world froze in shock. Doctors discovered he had a congenital heart defect that required surgery. The world prayed, thank God. He survived and recovered. And that's where things got complicated. Because any sane person would say, slow down, kid. Take your time. A full year off to heal, to rebuild, to work on his game. No pressure, no spotlight. Come back when your body's strong and your mind's ready. But that's not how this story played out. 4 months after literally almost dying on a basketball court, Bronny James came back to USC, and man, his return had people questioning everything. 5 points per game in college ball for a guard getting real minutes on a team desperate for offense. His shooting percentages looked like misprints, and his assists had folks asking if he even knew what a point guard's job was. Take that last name off his jersey, and you already know how this story ends. Transfer to a smaller school, maybe even walk away from basketball entirely. That's not hate. That's just how the game works. But clearly, this isn't normal reality anymore. Then came June 2024, NBA draft night. Mock drafts everywhere, experts dropping their final boards, and Bronny's name was barely showing up. Some had him as a maybe late second-round pick, while most didn't have him drafted at all. The consensus? The kid needed at least 1 more year in college, maybe 2, before even sniffing a real rotation spot. The Lakers held pick number 55, one of the last picks in the entire draft. Usually, Teams use that slot for a gamble on an overseas project or an old college vet hoping to make a roster as a third stringer. Basically, a long shot ticket. But when that pick came around, the Lakers stepped up to the mic and said the name everyone was waiting for. Bronny James. The crowd clapped, but the reaction was half cheers, half confusion. People looking around like, wait, are we actually doing this? And while Bronny was getting that call, there was a 6'8" European wing averaging 22 a night in a pro league who went undrafted. A college player of the year from a mid-major, sitting in the green room, watching his dream die in real time. A defensive monster from March Madness who clamped future NBA scorers, completely ignored. All of them more ready, all of them more deserving, all of them passed over so the Lakers could make one man happy. And that man, not just any player, LeBron James. The same LeBron who can stroll into the owner's office and call the shots. The same LeBron who's brought billions into this league. Apparently, he's also the guy who can get his son an NBA contract with a resume that wouldn't even land you a Division II tryout.
Have been some of the preliminary conversations you've had with your father about what's expected in the NBA and what you can expect to hear and see once you start playing?
You know, we haven't gone too deep into that stuff yet, especially because we haven't even started Summer League yet. But, you know, just stuff that he's been telling me my whole life, just having that work ethic and coming in and getting your work in and listening to your coaches and being coachable, stuff like that is he's, you know, driven into my head my whole life.
Then came preseason, the real test. What would Bronny look like under those bright NBA lights? Oh man, it was rough. First game, he checks in and the crowd goes crazy. Everyone's filming, cheering, wanting to witness history. But as soon as the ball's inbounded, within 30 seconds, you could feel the energy shift. The kid looked completely lost. Defenders flying by him like he's a traffic cone. On offense, he's standing in the corner, hands on his knees, not even sure where he's supposed to be. You want to believe it's just nerves, right? First game jitters, no big deal. But then comes the second game, the third, the fourth, and the pattern's not changing. It's actually getting worse. Then came the clip that broke the internet. Bronny gets the ball at the top of the key, wide open. A 7-footer sagging back like, go ahead, shoot. No one within 10 feet. Bronny rises up, lets it fly. Clang! The ball smacks the side of the backboard. Fans gasped. Commentators went silent. It was bad. But even that wasn't the worst part. The NBA moves at lightning speed. Cuts, screens, rotations. You've got to anticipate before the play even develops. But Bronny, he's reacting late every single time. Always 2 steps behind. His man scores once, twice, and before long, the coach has to burn a timeout because the defense is bleeding points. It was painfully clear. This wasn't just a tough start. This was a spotlight too bright, too soon, and everyone watching knew it. There's this game against the Warriors that says it all. Bronny played just 6 minutes, and in those 6 minutes, it was brutal. 2 shots, both missed. 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals. Got scored on 3 times, his plus-minus, a miserable -12. That means while he was on the court, his team got smacked by 12 points in just 6 minutes. After the game, reporters asked him how he felt, and Bronny gave the usual, I'm working hard and trusting the process. But cameras panned to LeBron in the stands, and his face said what no one wanted to say out loud. Even he knew this wasn't going well, so the Lakers did what everyone knew was coming. They sent Bronny down to the G League, to the South Bay Lakers. The team where young players try to figure things out before they're ready for the real show.
He may not have the leverage to get Bryce into the NBA. And because I do think that was his plan. He may not have the leverage to keep Bronny in the NBA. And I know Bronny's got this contract, and if he sticks with the Lakers, maybe it's inevitable. But if LeBron ever has to really force his way out, that may be the end of Bronny's career. That's where LeBron has potentially miscalculated, because his greed, his desire to play with his son may end up blowing up in his face.
And to be fair, Bronny did all right down there for a bit. A couple of solid outings, flashes of confidence, and then, boom, he explodes for 39 points in 1 game. 39! Social media went wild. LeBron's posting about it, highlight reels flooding the internet, and everyone's screaming, he's proven the haters wrong. But hold on, let's slow that down for a second. Here's what actually went down. G League defense, nowhere near NBA level. These are hungry players fighting just to get noticed, not the elite defenders you face in prime time. It's like bragging you dropped 40 at your local YMCA after getting benched in the Olympics. That 39-point outburst, impressive on paper. But context matters. You know how many shots he took that game? 31. Yeah, 31 shots to score 39 points. That's not efficiency. That's just volume. Give any NBA player 31 attempts, and they're probably scoring 40, maybe even 50. And here's where it really gets exposed. Right after that game, Bronny's called back up to the Lakers for an actual NBA matchup. The hype was sky high, people expecting the comeback story to keep rolling. But once the ball tipped, it was deja vu all over again. He looked lost, outmatched, and overpowered. The G League glory didn't carry over, because G League success only means one thing. You're good at the G League. It's just levels. Just like being a high school star doesn't guarantee college greatness, or being a college legend doesn't promise NBA success.
Now, forget all the distraction, what people are saying. That's got to feel good coming into year number 2.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah. Everything is paid off. All the work, all the late nights, all the early mornings, putting the right things in my body, lifting, everything. So, yeah.
What do you see as like an avenue that you might take this year? I know defensively, your bouncy, the outside shot. I know defense is to me is your best, but what do you see another avenue you might improve on going forward this year?
I mean, as a PG, just being, having the ball in my hands and be comfortable with the ball in my hands. And
Ask the countless NCAA heroes who dominated March Madness only to disappear once the lights got brighter. The truth is simple. Every level exists for a reason, and Bronny just found his. And right now, it's not the NBA. But while Bronny keeps getting shot after shot, there are hundreds of players grinding in the shadows who can only dream of that kind of treatment. Let's talk about a few of them. There's this 24-year-old guard hooping in Israel right now, averaging 18 points and 6 assists in one of Europe's toughest leagues. Shoots 40% from deep, plays defense like his life depends on it. Because, honestly, it does. His entire family back home is counting on him to make it. 2 years he's been begging for NBA workouts. Can't even get a single call back. Then there's a 26-year-old forward dominating the G League for 3 straight seasons, putting up 20 points and 9 rebounds every night. Never gets a call up. Why? Because he's not flashy enough. Doesn't have connections, doesn't have a famous last name, and it doesn't stop there. All across the world, Turkey, Australia, China, there are former college stars still chasing that dream. Guys who stayed disciplined, kept their heads down, never got in trouble, just grinded every single day. And yet, still can't crack an NBA roster. You know why? Because there are only 450 spots in the entire league. And when one of those spots gets handed to someone because of who their dad is, it hits different for the ones who've earned it the hard way. They're watching Bronny James stumble through NBA games, seeing him get opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, while they can't even get a foot in the door. For them, it's soul-crushing. These are guys who would literally give anything for one chance. Just one? But life isn't fair. And basketball? It's even colder. Here's what really stings about this whole situation. Every single minute Bronny gets on that court is a minute someone else doesn't. Roster spots? Limited. Practice time? Limited. Coaching attention? Also limited. So when you hand all that to someone who clearly isn't ready, you're taking it away from players who actually earned it. The Lakers have legit rotation guys sitting on the bench, hungry young players who've proven they can contribute, and vets who've earned the right to rest. But instead, Bronny checks in, not because of basketball reasons, but because the team's too scared to upset dad. That's not development. That's politics wearing a jersey. And the weirdest part? The media circus that follows it all. When Bronny has a rough game, you'd think analysts would call it how it is, like they do for every other struggling rookie. But no. Instead, they spin it into growth, potential, and learning curves. They'll show one flashy highlight from a game where he had 9 bad plays. Misses an open layup? He's still adjusting to NBA speed. Loses his man on defense? Part of the learning process. Goes 0 for 5 from the field? He just needs more patience. Meanwhile, other 20-year-olds in the league who struggle, they get roasted. Not NBA ready. Should have stayed in college. Bust potential. No filters. No sugarcoating. Just cold, hard analysis. But Bronny, he's wrapped in bubble wrap while everyone else gets held accountable. Even the coaching staff plays along. After games, they talk like Bronny's some hidden gem waiting to explode, never daring to admit what's obvious to everyone watching. He's not ready. This isn't merit. It's a favor. and LeBron's presence turns that favor into law. Nobody wants to say the quiet part out loud because criticizing Bronny means indirectly criticizing LeBron. Reporters who ask the tough questions suddenly lose locker room access. Analysts who keep it too real stop getting invites to Lakers events. Everyone starts pretending, acting like this fantasy is reality. It's gaslighting on a massive scale and everyone's just playing along. But here's the truth about protection bubbles. They only last as long as the protector's around. LeBron James is 41 years old, and in NBA years, that's ancient. He's already skipping back-to-backs, managing his load, saving his legs. The signs are there. The end is closer than anyone wants to admit. Maybe he's got one more season, maybe two if his body holds up. But Father Time, nobody beats him, not even the king. So what happens when LeBron's done? When he retires and that massive shield disappears? When there's no longer a reason for teams to play along with this show? The answer's pretty clear. Bronny gets cut. Maybe not the next day, maybe not even the next season, but it's coming. Some team might sign him to a small deal for headlines, but eventually the minutes dry up, the patience fades, and the dream ends quietly. G League or overseas, wondering what could have been if he'd taken the time to actually develop. And this story, it's not new. We've seen it before. Remember when Michael Jordan's sons tried to go pro? No one's talking about them now. Magic Johnson's son never touched the league. Shaq's kids gave it a go too, and didn't make it. And here's the wild part. Those guys were more ready than Bronny is right now. Nepotism in sports always has an expiration date, because eventually, talent, or the lack of it, exposes everything. Teams can only pretend for so long. Winning always comes first. Once the losses pile up and the PR glow fades, reality hits, and legacy doesn't save you anymore. And then there's Bryce, Bronny's younger brother, still in high school. Word is, LeBron wants him in the NBA someday too. But after watching how messy this Bronny saga turned out, do you really think teams are signing up for a sequel? No way! LeBron had enough power to push one son through the door, but two? That door's locked now. Look, this isn't about hating a 20-year-old kid. It's not about tearing down someone chasing a dream. It's about fairness, about what's right. The NBA sells itself as the best basketball league on the planet, the home of elite competition, where only the most talented earn their spot. Performance is supposed to matter more than politics, merit over marketing. But when exceptions start being made for names instead of skill, when minutes are handed out like gifts instead of earned through grind, it stops being basketball and starts being business. And that's when the game we all love begins to lose what makes it real. The NBA loves to say it's a league where merit is all that matters, where the best rise to the top and hard work pays off. But then they turn around and hand out a roster spot to someone who clearly hasn't earned it and expect fans to just smile and pretend the system isn't broken. Every single time Bronny checks into a game, he's living proof that the rules don't apply equally. If you've got the right name, the right family, or the right connections, suddenly the grind doesn't matter anymore. Hard work and real talent take a backseat to fame and bloodlines, and that should make every basketball fan furious. Not at Bronny, he's just a young guy stuck in a situation way bigger than him, but at the league that let it happen in the first place. Here's the real question. If the NBA will bend its own rules for LeBron, who else are they bending them for? How many other players are holding roster spots not because of what they can do, but because of who they know? And how many skilled, hungry players are sitting at home waiting for a call that's never coming simply because they don't have the right last name? This isn't just about one player. This is about integrity, about the soul of the game itself. If we just shrug this off, if we let it slide, we're basically telling the NBA it's okay to turn basketball into a family business instead of the world's most competitive sport. So ask yourself, how long are we going to let privilege beat out hard work? How long are we going to watch the deserving get ignored while the connected get rewarded? Fans have power, but only if we use it. Because if we stay quiet, this kind of nonsense becomes the new normal, and the game we love starts to lose what makes it special. If you're tired of the league pretending everything's fine, tired of watching the politics kill the passion, then say something. Drop a comment. Share this video with someone who actually understands real basketball. Let people know you're not fooled by the PR spin, that you see through the hype. Because until fans demand better, nothing changes. Until we stop accepting this circus as entertainment, the league will keep doing it again and again. The conversation only matters if we keep it alive. So hit that like, smash that subscribe, and share this with someone who still believes in real competition. And don't forget to comment what you think about all this, because your voice matters. Legacy isn't inherited. It's earned on the court. And this story? Oh, it's far from over. Wait until next season, when this whole saga blows up even bigger. See you on the next one.